Hey there, second grade. Today we are going to be working on lesson 6 of chapter 6. We're going to be putting it all together, the things we've been learning the last few days, and working on adding 3-digit numbers with regrouping. So we are going to put all the things we've been learning about all together today, and we're going to be starting off on page 383. So if you'll turn there with me to page 383, and we're going to start off today. I'm going to give you a math problem. I've still got page 383 at the very top because I want you to make sure that you are getting to page 383 as we're working today, all right? Now, we are going to be solving a problem that's going to require us to regroup, and it's going to require us to go place value by place value, all right? So my problem for today is 347 plus 485, all right? 347 plus 485. Now, if you remember, when we do our different problems, we are going to start off in, I hope you said it with me, the ones place. We're going to start in the ones place. So my ones place is my smallest place value here. So I'm going to start all the way to the right. 7 plus 5. Well, 7 plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the answer that I have here. All right. Well, we talked last time about our ones place will stay here in this place value, and my tens will regroup over. So that 10 is going to come up here, and I still have 12. 10 and 2, 12. All right, I'm going to go erase that just to help us out. All right, so now that I've done that, now I can say, okay, well, I can add my tens place together, right? So here, I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more. I can't forget that. So I'm at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. So I'm going to write that over here, 13. If you remember what we learned in our last lesson, even when it's our tens place, we're going to keep the first place value in that same spot. So my 3 is going to stay here, and my 1 is going to regroup to my next place value. All right. It's going to regroup over there. So I had 12 as my first answer. I had 13 when I added up all my tens place. Now I can add up my hundreds place. It's my last place value. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and then 4 plus 4 more is 8. So my total answer is 832. We're going to have 832 on this problem, all right, because we started off in our ones place, and we had to regroup. When we added up our tens place, we had to regroup. And then we can add the hundreds place and get our final answer. And that's exactly what we're going to be working on today as we are working on lesson 6. So go ahead and flip the page over with me, and we're going to be starting on page 384. All right, on page 384, it's walking us through those exact same steps that we just went through. And this is going to help us to remember what we should do. So grab your pencil, turn to page 384. And if you're not there yet, I'm going to ask you to pause the video right now so that way you can turn there and be with me as we get started, all right? Grab your pencil, and whenever I'm writing on my page, I want you to be writing using your pencil. It says find 582 and 268. So we're adding 582 plus 268. Step 1 is to add the ones. All right, when I add my ones, 2 plus 8. Start at 8, 9, 10. So if I have 10, my lower place value will stay here. So that's a 0. And my 1 will regroup. And again, you should be writing this down with me. All right. Now that I've done that, now I can say, well, what's 8 plus 6? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But I'm not done. I have one more. 14, 15. If I have 15, my lower place value stays there. So I need a 5 here. My 1 will regroup. Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7. And one more is 8. So I've got 850. 850. All right, we're going to go on a couple of more problems together, and then I'm going to let you try one or two on your own before you get started on your independent practice. But all we're doing is practicing adding our ones place, and if we need to regroup, adding our tens place, and if we need to regroup, and then adding our hundreds place. We've practiced all these steps before. Now we're just starting to put it together. Well, let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 is 7 plus 4. So I'm going to start at 7 and count 4 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, if 11 is my answer, my 1 is going to stay in the ones place, and my other 1 will regroup for the 10. And again, I can look here and see this is 11, just like I have 11 here. I just spread them out. Now I can add my tens place. Well, 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 1 more is, I've got another 11. My lower place value is going to stay in that place value, and I'm going to regroup my other one. Again, I've got 11, just like I have 11. 11, 11, 11, 11. Now I can add my hundreds. Well, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So my answer is 811. All right. Let's try number 2 out next. Try out number 2. For number 2, I'm going to start in my ones place. And I know that 1 plus 9, 9 plus 1 more is 10, isn't it? So my 0 will stay down here, and my 1 will regroup. I can check it out. I've got 10, just like I have 10. I just spread them out into 2 different spots. 6 plus 6 is one of my doubles facts, which is 12, and 1 more is going to be 13. My lower place value will stay there, so that's going to be a 3 will stay in my tens place, and my 1 will regroup to my hundreds. 1 plus 2 is 3, so my answer is 330. All right, let's keep it going. I'm going to ask you to pause your video right now and do numbers 3 and number 4 on your own. When you finish with that, then you can come back and I will show you how to solve these and you can check your work. So pause the video, solve these 2 problems, and come back when you're done. All right, I hope that you paused your video and tried out these problems because now is where you're checking your work. And whenever I say check your work, what that means is you're seeing, did you do the same steps as me? Were your answers down here the same? And if they're not, that's okay, but you're asking why? What was different? What needs to change? So let's go ahead and get started. I've got 9 and 8. 8 plus 9 is in my ones column. Well, 8 plus 9 is 17. My lower place value will stay. My other one will regroup. I've got 17, just like I had 17 here. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. My lower place value stays here. My other one regroups. I started with 17. Now I have 11. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I've got 317. For number 4, we're going to start in our ones place value. So I have 3 plus 7. Well, 3 plus 7 is 10. My lower place value stays here. My larger one regroups. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. My lower place value stays here. My larger one regroups. I need to add up my hundreds place. Well, 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. So I had 810. We're following these same steps as we solve these different problems. All right? And it's going to be important for you to make sure if you are having questions or when you're working on your independent practice, you're like, oh, what do I do next? Look back here. These are examples for you to look back and remember those steps that we did. All right? So go back and look here if you're doing your independent practice and having a hard time. And the independent practice is the next thing we're going to do. We're going to do numbers 5 through 19 on your own today. All right, please notice that the first three have those same lines, and then they take them away from you. You don't need the lines, but if you want to draw them in, you're welcome to it. But we're going to do the same steps, starting in the ones place, then adding our tens place, and then adding our hundreds place. Not all of them are going to need to regroup. When I take a look at number 6, 0 plus 5 does not need to regroup. So I'm going to leave that box blank, and that's okay. You need to make sure that you are solving it the best that you can. Have these done so when you come back to class tomorrow, you are ready to go over them. Thanks so much for working hard with me today. We'll see you next time.